What up, what up, what up? What's going on, people? It's your guy, Major Key. It's a beautiful day to be me. Welcome back to Serial Entrepreneur. And I got my guy, Reginald White, is in the building. Well, he's in his home, but he's on this Zoom, and we're killing it today. The owner, CEO, creator of Respect Women brand. Thanks for coming on, bro. Appreciate you taking the time out to do this interview with me. How's your day going, man?
Man, it's going good. I can't complain. We just did a big sale last week, so I got a lot of orders to ship out. Thankfully, that's a blessing. You know, the busier we are, the better the business does. So, you know, we blessed out here.
That's what I love to hear, man. That's what I love to hear. So, real quick, man, introduce yourself to the people. Let them know who you are.
All right, my name's Reginald White. A lot of people just call me Reggie. From Pleasant Grove, by way of Carrollton. So I grew up here in Carrollton. Went to high school at WTY, DISD. You know. About 2 years ago, we started a business called RW brand, Respect Women brand. What we do is we do streetwear meets positive words of affirmation towards women. So everything we're going to do is always going to be something positive. It's usually going to be geared towards women, showing our love of women, appreciation, and just overall just thankful to have just women in our lives and protect them and respect them. So yeah, a few years ago I decided to start that business, and the journey's been fun. It's been a lot of long nights, a lot of headaches, but it's been a whole lot of fun. So we're going to keep this thing going.
Okay, yeah. So Respect Women. So where did the idea originate from? Like, where did that come from?
Man, it was, I say 2021. So 2018, me and my homies were just, talking. We were just like, yo, women didn't really get a fair shake in this whole thing. Like, even just in rights, last to get the right to vote, just and the wages are being paid and just overall general of life. So, we're kind of into like polarizing t-shirts. So I just printed a bunch of shirts that say Respect Women 2018. So we used to go to all these music festivals, all these concerts, and people all the time were just like, yo, man, I love your shirt. I love your shirt. I love your shirt. Never thought to do anything with it. I just thought, hey, this is a cool shirt that I put on. And so my sister owns a screen printing company. So I have messaged her. I'm like, hey, can you cook me up? Can you make me a few of those shirts? And even she was like, oh, them stupid Respect Women shirts you wearing? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, can you print up a few of those? And she's like, yeah. So, I gave them to a few friends and my girlfriend, and we just wore them to all these concerts and everything we went to. But in 2020, I asked my sister, I said, hey, I want some new shirts. I want them to look like we're doing a campaign. Just Respect Women 2020. It's a campaign year. We're voting in a new president. I was like, I think this would be cool. And she's like, all right, I'll print some up. So we printed up 2 in every size, small, medium, large, XL. I had them sitting in my bedroom. Didn't know what to do. I was scared. I was nervous. Like, I've never really sold anything. I've never even started my own business. And one day my girlfriend was like, hey, what are you going to do with them shirts in our room? Are you going to do something with them? And I'm like, yeah, I guess. She's like, listen, just take a picture of them, put them on your Facebook, see what happens. Take a picture of them, put $25 next to it. Same day, all of them sold out. So I was like, whoa. I was like, this is cool. Let's print up some more. Let's see what happens. Yeah. So, maybe a month later, I was like, hold on, this thing is kind of moving a little faster than expected. I need to get an LLC. So I've got an LLC, created the actual company, and the rest is kind of history. We just kind of growing it as we go along. We that first year we sold over 500 items. So, and that was during the pandemic. So, I'm blessed because I'm out of a job currently. Well, then I was out of a job. So, to have people messaging me, hey, I want T-shirts. My cousin wants T-shirts. My mom said she liked it. Can we do this color, that color? It's just a blessing to have during such a turbulent year.
Man, for sure. So, man, that's crazy. So it started out just as like, I want to wear this, just for me and my ladies, some close friends.
Yeah.
And you decided just, it's a campaign year. You wanted to, kind of do something with it, just to kind of see what happens. Yeah. And you said 2 in every size. So you just started with 2 small, medium, large. So that's 6 shirts. 6 shirts. You threw them on Facebook, right? $25.
8. It was 8. We did XLs too. I'm a big guy, so I have to do XLs.
So 2 in every size. Got 8 shirts. Threw them on Facebook. $25 a piece. Sold out the same day.
Same day.
So for the people out there that wants to start their own business, that's kind of been like, maybe I should, I need to get this right. I need to do this, or I need to do that. So like, it really didn't take much. You just got the shirts, threw them on Facebook. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I've been a true believer, and now that I'm in this journey of being an entrepreneur and talking to some of the other entrepreneurs, the biggest thing is just doing it. It's like, it don't have to be perfect. It ain't got to look perfect. just put the product out. Let's see what happens. And you can change things. You can, especially for me, it's like, sometimes we overprice things. Some of our shirts have been like $40. Hey, we can always do a sale. We can always underprice, but as long as we try, we wake up every day. We try to attain more knowledge about just the clothing business in general. We try to learn about printing, and we just put it out there, see what happens. Somebody gonna like it. There's a market for everything.
A market for everything. And so after that, you sold out. You said you got your LLC. How important was it? Do you feel like how important was it that you got that LLC to continue to scale the business to where you are now?
It was super important because in this world, some people want to take advantage of something you've already built. Mm-hmm. So I've already seen it. We've only, for me at least, I feel like we only had a little success. And I'm in these groups and these Facebook pages for entrepreneurs. I've seen people legitimately rip off my shirt and then resell it. So it's like, it was a big thing for us to have an LLC, just also to be taken professionally. It's like when I step in these rooms and these meetings with people, and I want them to understand that this isn't just some out the trunk thing. This is something I'm really trying to pursue, and I pay taxes, and I have an employee, and we're doing everything that we can to make this look as legitimate, because it is legitimate.
Right. For sure. Okay. So, and then first year, you said you sold over 500 items.
Over 500 items, and we started I think the actual start date was May 7th, was the day I posted the picture. So from May until December 31st, we sold over 500 items.
Wow. That's amazing, man. That's major. That's major.
It was great.
And it all started just from you just throwing that ad on Facebook. What would you say that so you say that was 2020, right? That you really just started.
Yep, 2020.
Of course, the pandemic had a major effect, both positive and negative, on a lot of people's lives. A lot of people were either looking for the time to work on their craft, and then all of a sudden, boom, you got it. You're in quarantine, nobody's working. Even if you still had a job when it was over, a lot of times either you went virtual with your job, or it was like, hey, you still got a job. You just got to wait until we figure out what's going on with the world. And so that gave people a lot of time to really move. And some people did, some people didn't. And super proud of you, bros, for you taking that time and being like, okay, you know what? Look, we ain't doing nothing else. Why not? We're not doing nothing else. Why not? Let's try it. And it worked out great for you, man. And so that's amazing. What hardships do you feel like you came into that, really challenged you as not only an entrepreneur, but challenged the business for it to be successful?
Well, okay, that was a great question. I guess one thing would be, my daughter was born in August of 2019. So I got a young kid. So it's now, how do I spend the time to invest? Because I think the more you invest in your business, the better to do. So how do I get the time to invest in my business? Also take care of my kid, do cool stuff with her, take care of my relationship with my girlfriend, and still be here for my family. It's like you only have 24 hours in a day. I'm still working a normal job too. Right. So, a lot of the hardships were just, hey man, how do I get this shipped out? We're selling a lot of shirts, but I have to print them. Like, I got to make these shirts. So it's like, it may be 4 or 5 days before your shipment goes out, but, I'm doing my best. But, I also think about the good that happened in the pandemic, as bad as it was, a lot of people were receiving unemployment. They were getting more money than they ever got. And these people were putting that money back into my company, which, was really moving to me. So I'm like, it definitely was just, it was a whirlwind of things, and it was, good and bad, but, the timing couldn't have been any better because everybody had this free time. People were just scrolling Facebook, and I'm like, hey, I'm still selling these shirts. Hey, if y'all need anything, y'all need a hat, y'all need shirts, hoodies, whatever y'all need, we print whatever. So, the pandemic helped and hurt, but, growing then showed me that I could do anything. Like, just taking the first step showed me I could do anything.
Okay. And so most of your marketing was done on Facebook?
Yeah, it was Facebook and Instagram. Then I brought in my friend Megan, so she's really good at the social media stuff. Because I'm not. If it's up to me, I wouldn't be on any social media. I just kind of just be kicking it with my family. And she came and was like, no, your social media is like, it looks terrible. So she came and kind of redesigned everything and really kind of helped push the brand even further, because you can only get so much with the people in your bubble. It's like, all right, how do I get more and more people to be involved with this? So in bringing in my friends and us kind of sharing a similar vision and having them work, hand in hand with me, that was a blessing also.
So Megan, I want because we might be talking about, is it Megan? Is it Megan Bauer?
Bauer. Yep. Yep.
Bauer. Bauer.
I've known Megan since I was about 15, 16 years old. Went to high school together. Yeah.
Okay.
Long friends.
Shout out to Megan. Megan's always a good friend. I met Megan maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and you're right. She's always been a dope friend.
She has never met a stranger. Megan will talk. She will talk to anybody, and that's the cool thing. Like, sometimes when you building something, like, you don't want to tell everybody about it because people are just like, oh, that's cool, your little shirt thing or your little company thing. Right. Megan talks to everybody about everything involving the brand. If you're not following her on Instagram, she gonna make sure you follow her by the end of your conversation.
For sure. You need somebody like that on your team. You need somebody that's gonna go out there. You gotta know your weaknesses. You gotta know what you're good at and what you're not good at. And then once you figure that out, you gotta put people on your team that's good in that area. And
yes.
It's amazing that you knew that and you found that out early and you was like, okay, cool. You need to be on the team.
Yeah, I was like, please come help me.
Because you definitely need that, especially in today's time. Social media is, it's almost impossible to have a successful business and not have a social media presence.
Yeah, I think sometimes people undervalue social media. It's like, we get on there for jokes and memes but in all honesty, this is a tool that you can make a lot of money off of. And there are people that are making money off of social media and they're showing you the way. Like, every day I wake up, I'm on, I call it putting tools in my toolbox. So I wake up, I get on YouTube and I'm learning about either marketing or SEO for our website, which is how you get on Google searches, or just watching about printing and everything else. So I'm like, I need to be knowledgeable in these things so I can help scale this business to where I want it to be.
Absolutely. So what do you feel like what is the next goal for the RW brand? What's the next goal over the next 2 years?
So the number one is definitely going to be to scale and grow the business to where I don't have to be as hands-on with it. I want to be extremely hands-on. I want to be meticulous in what we put out, the way we photo things, but I wanted the website to stand alone. I wanted people to constantly be checking the website for new updates. I want us to do exclusive drops. I want us to double the amount of sales that we had in our first year. I mean, double and triple. We already did really well. We did we are a brand that is about women. March is Women's Month. So we did a 50% off our entire site, and my goal for this one was just, I was like, maybe we'll do like 20 orders, today's the 23rd day and we're already at 38 orders already. I mean, so yeah, it's like, so now I'm trying to figure out how can we really scale this thing. And I'm paying attention to other brands around us and figuring out, what are they doing that is successful that we can emulate in our business? And what are they doing that, some things just won't fit our business. We're not Ralph Lauren Polo yet, but we can still do similar things and make it look as good and make people want it as much as these bigger brands.
Yeah.
So in the next thanks. So in our next 2 years, it's hopefully just to continue to grow this thing, man. I want to, and I've recently thought about maybe even owning a store. Like, who knows? Like, I used to think a storefront was kind of useless, but I think it's good to have just a home where people can come and be physical and see the items, and maybe we can use it as a workspace also.
Yeah, for sure. And see that's you dropped a major key right there. See, like a lot of entrepreneurs don't want to go look at a business model that came before them. They feel like they have to do it all on their own. That if they go look at another business model or somebody else that's successful, they feel like they're cheating or ripping them off. Like, no, you got your own brand, you got your own thing that you're selling, whether it's a product or a service. All you're doing is taking what they did to be successful and you're applying it to what you're doing. And a real entrepreneur, a real businessman knows, like, Warren Buffett, that's all he did was read. He read all these other articles, all these other things from 1960, 1950. He read all these different financial statements from the past, and all he did was emulate, okay, what's coming next? You got to be willing to be a student. You got to be willing to be a student of the game. And if you're not willing to do that, it's a very, very small chance you're going to be successful. So
yeah, I watched Mark Cuban on the Earn Your Leisure podcast, and he said, he said, I'm not really that smart. He said, no, what he said was, I'm not that physical. I'm not going to beat you in the race. I'm not going to do that. But what I can do is I can read more than you. He said, I wake up and I read. He was like, and with the knowledge I'm gaining from reading, I can beat you at this business thing. He's like, I can't beat you. He's like, I own a team. I can't beat none of the players that play for me, but I can beat you at this business thing. And it's like, kind of, I love basketball. I always say, Kobe took from Jordan. Jordan took from Dr. J. It's like, you involve these things to evolve your game. So
Exactly.
we are looking at even some brands that we feel like we're on the same level of. I've reached out. I'll message, I have a friend who runs his own brand and they're very successful. And I reach out and say, hey man, how do your pictures come out so crisp? Or how do you do this and that? And he was nice enough to just give me all of his knowledge. Like, hey man, here's the guy that does my embroidery. Here's this, here's that. And it's just this culture of kind of like sharing knowledge amongst each other. Because I mean, us Black business owners, I want to see everyone succeed. There's room for everybody.
So I was taking a look here at your IG, and I see you put up some stats. You put up some 2020 stats. I love that, man. That's dope. You put up your top sellers, your top moments, the item sold, and the hours worked. And I want to touch on this hours worked right here. It says 8,760 hours worked. The first thing that I want to point out is that you kept track. You know and that's so important. Like that's wow. Like you kept track. You just started this business. You're like, you know what? No, I'm gonna track these hours that I'm putting in, and that's important because as an entrepreneur, you have to work way harder than your 9 to 5. Like
Yes.
when you starting out a business, you got to put in 60 hours a week plus, just for it to be successful. Because again, in this age of technology, there's new information coming every 30 seconds. There's new information, new information. If you're not staying in people's face, if you're not staying on top of your game, you're going to be forgotten.
Yeah, it's putting in sweat equity. It's like, how hard or what's the result that you want? How hard are you willing to work for it? And it's like, if I got to be up, I'm up 4 a.m. packaging orders. My girls sleep, my kids sleep. I'm in the office packaging orders, trying not to make too much noise to wake anyone. And
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I'm tired. I just got off work, but I want you to get your package on time, and I want you to continue to know that you can trust us to make sure you're gonna get your stuff, and that we're a brand that is taking you seriously and appreciating the money that you're putting into us.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm gonna work 60, 70 hours, whatever it takes, in order to make this thing bigger.
Okay. Have you done any events like going to like a concert and selling like a vendor table or anything like that?
So last year, 2020, we did I think 3 pop-ups. So one of them was our own. So I had this idea of, I was like, hey, I want to do something to kind of show the customers I appreciate them, but also I want to, on the back end, our website, we ain't got no professional photos. So how about this? We gonna set up a little pop-up at a photo studio, and after people buy their merch, they can put it on right there. Boom, go take pictures, and we will use these pictures on our website. I mean, I expected it to be, because it was kind of like an invite only thing. The thing was so big and we sold so much. I mean, we ran out of inventory. We were like having to take people's like address and like, hey, I know you bought it here, but we're gonna ship it to your house because we ran out early. So we got to use all these pictures. It was a cool time. We had people serving drinks. So that was cool. And then after the success of that one, 2 other bigger companies invited me to the pop-ups, and I learned a lot. I learned a lot on those because, we made some mistakes. We overpriced ourselves with some things. We underpriced some things. But just being out there and being able to be physical with people, meet other entrepreneurs, shake hands, even if you didn't buy something from us, we made sure you took a card. We made sure you followed us on IG. We're going to make you a customer sooner or later. It may have not been today, but it's going to be sooner or later you're going to buy something from us. So, yeah, the pop-ups. And hopefully this year I'm planning to do another pop-up. I'm accepting all invitations for anybody that's watching. If you invite me to something, we're pulling up, and we got a full setup, desk, hangers, everything. So if you ask me to pull up, we coming.
Let's go. So, real quick, because I want to help the entrepreneurs that's out here watching, right quick. Tell them, because I'm pretty sure you got the same stories almost every entrepreneur out here. Because when it comes to friendship, right? When it comes to your partners, your day ones, the people that's been there since day one. When I talk to other entrepreneurs, because I've experienced this myself, and a lot of entrepreneurs have. How likely is it that your day ones, your ride or dies, support your business?
Okay. The first person to support your business is not going to be your homies. Because
Right.
they grew up with you. They see you. So it's for them, it's different. They may even really like what you're doing, but they're not going to be the first to support. So the first person to support me was, he was a friend, but he's not like my day one. Yeah, and his name's Chris Kim. He was the first guy, my Asian homie. He was the first person to buy a shirt. The moment I put it on Facebook, he said, hey, Reg, what I need to do, pay Cash App, Venmo, I want the shirt.
Yeah.
So it was him, and then it started being like, acquaintances, people you knew from high school that you ain't talked to in like 3-4 years. They like, yo, I like it. And also you never know who's watching. Like I had people hit me up. I'm like, bro, I didn't even think you saw this little thing I was doing over here. So yeah, the idea that but your friends will come along. Your friends and your family will come along. I cannot stress how important my friends and family have been to this. My mom, you know, she owns everything we've ever made, and she paying full price if I ask her to. I mean, I never do, but she would if I asked her to. Yeah, shout out to my mom. But you know, and this is a family thing for me. You know, my girlfriend does the accounting. She got a degree in accounting, so she does all the accounting for the business. You know, my older sister does all the printing, so you know we're in there working late night together. She's printing all of our shirts and making sure we get everything out on time. Printing stuff we may never use, and we just take pictures in and see what the response is. So, you know, it's a labor of love. It's a family business. But you know, your main friends don't, and I don't take it personal when I don't support. I do believe one of the 4 agreements is, you know, never take anything personal. I don't take anything personal. If you say you like my shirt and you don't buy it, it's cool. You know, we still friends outside of that because the brand may just not fit you, and it's okay. I'm not mad at that. You know, yeah. I don't want to overtalk that
one. No. That's perfect. That's perfect. Because what happens is, what I notice is that, you know, entrepreneurs, they come out, you know, they're excited, they're calling their friends like, yo, I just started this business, yo, yada yada yada, and they get so discouraged that, you know, their day ones are not buying. And you gotta know and understand, like you said, your day ones, they've been there. They ain't seen all your drunk nights, they done seen all your mess ups, everything that you done been through. So they're not seeing you as an entrepreneur, they're not seeing you as a business owner. They're seeing you as the guy that fell over drunk last night, you know. Yep. So they're not seeing you as a serious entity, and you can't hold them to the degree to view you as a business person because, you know, that wasn't in the contract. You know.
Yeah, and you don't internalize it, man. It's just like, you know, they see you and they don't respect it sooner or later. They gonna catch on. They may just be late because you just may be the 3rd or 4th business you started. They're like, oh, you doing that thing again? You know, oh, you selling this product again? You selling this service again? So they may not support all back. When once they start seeing the success, hey, they're gonna double back.
Yeah, they're gonna double back. And you know, I was telling a friend of mine, I was like, yo, we got to stop the cancel culture. You know, we were so quick to cancel people for not, you know, supporting us. It's like, you know, hey, your best friend contract said, you know, be there when I need you. If I get jumped, you better jump in too.
Jump in.
You know,
but it didn't say you had to buy what I was selling. So, exactly. Hey, and we still friends outside of that.
Yeah, because you don't want to become a bill for them. You know, you don't want to become a monthly subscription. You know, because like you said, you probably started this probably your 8th business, and it's like, bro, I just spent $500 on the last one you just did. I can't do it.
And you don't want to become jaded towards your friends. I mean, I think all the time, you know, me and my peoples really came up together. Most of us have been friends 10, 12 years. So it's like, you know, I'm not going to throw away our friendship because you didn't want to buy a hoodie I made. It's like, oh, bro, it's cool. You know, and even if you ain't got the money for it, like, you know, my friends know if you message me like, y'all really like this, you know, but I got to wait till my check comes. Hey, I'm going to keep it in the tuck for you. You know, I'm going to wait till your check comes.
Yep. And I'm gonna follow up with you. And
we calling back.
Yeah, like that. That's kind of leads me to my next point. That follow up, like so. You know, as most, I'm sure you do a lot of personal development. You know, I heard you mention listening to the podcast, and you know, talking about, you know, kind of getting that mind right. You know, first thing in the morning. So for me, like I'll listen to Eric Thomas. I'll read Jim Rohn, and the follow-up is so important. You know, I feel like 80 to 90% of your revenue and your sales is going to happen in the follow-up, you know, because there's always an excuse. There's always a bill. There's always something just happened in their life to where they can't get your $20 product, even your $10 product. You know, it's going to be something, you know, so they always hit you with, oh, you know, I get paid on the 12th, you know, and then you hit them up on the 10th, like, hey, we still good? Yeah, I got you, bro. Then you call them on the 12th.
It ain't there. No,
like 2 months later, like, man, where you been? Man, you know.
Man, even in so on, like, for us, like our website, there's a thing called a marketing funnel, which is essentially like, you know, we can pretty much track how you got to our website and everything you did through the website. So let's say you got all the way to checkout and looked at the price and you was like, oh man, that's $100. I can't do that. So what we do is after you log out, we send a follow-up email within 2 minutes. We're like, hey, you forgot this. You know, did you mean your checkout's still available, your card's still available? And then, you know, we'll wait a few weeks after that. And if I don't see no activity, I'll send a discount code. Like, hey man, there you go, 15% off. You know, we're doing this random sale just to make sure that I can bring these people back in. I'm constantly trying to engage. So like also we do, you know, if you sign up for our newsletter, we get your email. So every time we drop something new, we're like, boom, send out the email, send out the email. We don't overdo it. We only send out one email a month, but it's our way of trying to re-grab you and bring you back in. Right. Like maybe you didn't see this new product. Maybe you didn't see that we restocked on dad hats. You didn't see that. So let us reach back out. We can't act like everything we do, everybody sees.
Right.
I think a lot of people get caught up in that. Like, nah, you didn't see what I did 2 weeks ago? It went viral. Nah, man, not everybody caught that moment. So bring them back in.
Yeah, you got to bring them back. So I heard you mention earlier, like, you sometimes you overprice, sometimes you underprice. What did you, it was basically a trial and error on like that pricing point, right? So
yes.
When you're starting to, I think that's, again, that kind of goes back into, what came, it's a few things that come into that, what did people do that came before you that's successful? And, what is your cost? How much does it cost to, get buy the shirts, get them printed, and then, marketing, and then getting them out. You got to take all that into account when you're talking about that price. So what was that final thing that was like, okay, this is what we're going to price point our shirts, our hats, our sweaters, and stuff like that?
So it really came as so I did these shirts that they weren't really successful. It was the shirt I'm currently wearing, but it was a white version. And it was white with the red box logo. It looked like another very large streetwear brand that I won't mention. So it was kind of like our play on that. So, I priced them because I was like, we only going to do 50 of these. So I'm thinking people think like me. Like, I like exclusivity. I like knowing, like, only a few people got this. So I priced it at, like, I think $30 or $40. And I don't see no movement. I'm, like, seeing nothing. Like, I didn't shot this little commercial. I put out on my IG. I'm, like, hyping it up.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing no traction. I'm like, all right, what's going on? Well, I'm starting to ask people, and they give me different seats. They're like, oh, women don't look good in white. Nobody buys a white shirt. You get it dirty too quick. And then somebody was like, bro, it's too expensive. Like, it's a T-shirt. Yo, I don't care that you're dropping 50 of these. I'm not paying $40 for a T-shirt. So it took that for me to be like, okay, let's figure this thing out. So it was like, all right, here's a quick fire sale. We're going to do $30. And it was like, all right, a little more movement. And then, for this Women's Month sale, I really, the whole February, I was just thinking, what can we do to grow this business and maybe not make as much profit as we would like, but we're selling more items. And I was like, let's see if we can sell these at 50%. The cost of the goods for us, we're not making a lot of money off of it. But what we are doing is making sure you, your sister, your cousin, your little kid, everybody got a shirt. So we're using you all as marketing in order to get more people. So we can raise the price sooner or later. That can come down the line. But right now, let's just grow this thing. Let's get more and more orders out. Let's get more and more people in it. So finding that price point is everything, because you really got to look at what you're trying to do.
Exactly.
You can't come out the gate thinking you're going to be Gucci. It's just not. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, and that's a bar. That's a bar for an entrepreneur, because we're so quick to be like, oh, you spent $200 on that Gucci shirt. Why you can't spend $50 with me? It's like, well, they're Gucci,
Man, they've worked a long time to be established as this brand, and you got a long way to go. But that makes me laugh, because so we did these trucker hats. And I was like, man, I see a lot of fashionable people in trucker hats, but I don't know if everybody else does it. So what I did was I just spent like 2 weeks on my Instagram posting different celebrities in trucker hats. A lot of them like a Gucci trucker, a Louis Vuitton trucker. And then at the end of the post, I put ours. I'm like, hey, you can, and I put the price in them. I'm like, oh, this trucker was $300. This trucker was $220. Hey man, ours is $30.
Yeah.
You come support. So you're kind of playing off the emotions of people, and if you're willing to buy this, help your boy.
Yeah, exactly. And see, that right there is a bar, because it's so many entrepreneurs that have that mindset of, oh, you need to come spend this money with me because you'll go spend it anywhere else. And it's like, well, you're something. A lot of people aren't fashion forward. People, the greater population are followers. They're going to follow the trends, follow what's hot. If you're not trending, you're not going to get that traffic. You're not going to get people to spend that money like that. But if you drop your price point to where you're barely making money, you can't try to come out the gate and make full-time income within your first 6 months. Especially in apparel. When you're talking apparel, it's all about being trendy.
And people are fickle. People are fickle. I mean, I had people that bought everything I dropped in the first year. And second year, we start releasing season 2. They're not getting it, and it's all right. Maybe they're not on that wave right now, but there's always new customers. There's new customers being born every day. There's somebody new seeing your brand every day. So it's like, even for the shirts that we sold a lot of last year, I Respect Women 2020, it says 2020 on there. So for our sale, I was like, man, I still got a lot of this inventory. Let me just sell them for $5. Like, who wouldn't want a $5 t-shirt? People still buying them in 2021.
Yeah.
I wish you would have caught on last year, but I'm happy you here now.
Yeah, exactly. Have you here now. That way we can keep you in our revenue stream, keep you coming back, dropping new content. Can we see a Respect Women 2021? Is that coming out?
So I decided I don't think we're going to date anything right now, because when you date it, you really put an expiration date on it. So, but what we are doing, we've now, our black box logo, which is this one. We have our distressed t-shirt. I think I got one with it. We have a lot of we're doing like a little Made in Texas series. But it's our RW brand, Made in Texas.
Okay.
And on the back has our Respect Women logo. So we're doing a few of these. We got some shorts coming out. You can see those back there. They're not done. Those are a prototype. They're not our best. We got shorts coming out. Yeah. So we got rid of all of our hoodies. Thankfully. But yeah, we're trying to figure out the next direction we're gonna do everything. So we're still thinking 3 months down the line. So even our new distressed T-shirts are selling really well. It's like, all right, what's next? What can we do next?
So I want to quickly talk about your marketing real quick. We touched on it a little bit because I've been taking a look at your page, and I see you had, like you said, you've had people come. Which was a great idea. I don't think I mentioned that, where you had the pop up that you were selling the shirts. It was like, hey, you're here. Let's take this photo right quick. Man. Brilliant. I love that. Brilliant idea. Like that alone was fire. But I've been taking a look, and I see that, you got your friends and your family and, some people that bought the shirts. You got them repping it. You got them doing their marketing for you. Was it just a quick, like, hey, man, can you take a picture in this? Or cause I seen, like I said, you did the pop-up and you did the photo shoot. But I also see, like, just some, pictures or photos where it may have looked like they did it on their own and just sent it to you.
Yeah.
Like, was that
It's kind of twofold. So, yeah, we do the pop-ups, and that was with a professional photographer. We had a whole film studio to use, so that was cool. But so when you get our package, every package comes with a sticker, and then you get every package comes with a sticker, and then we have another. It's almost like a business card, but it has our Instagram, and it's like tag us. But we use these people. They get a picture, or they take a picture of the package, and we take their pictures. We have a whole a shared album that we just use, and we use these photos, and we ask people for their permission to post to our Instagram. And the cool thing is, it works twofold, because they posted their IG. So they friends is like, oh, what's that? We posted to ours, and we link both of them. So this brings more views back to the product.
Okay. So, did you track your social media growth?
Yes, yeah. We set. I guess that would be. We kind of. I paid attention to everything as a group. So I knew we did 100 followers, we did a giveaway. We did 200 followers, we did a giveaway. Okay. So that's kind of how we mark. And we keep people wanting to be invested, because it's like, I remember, I think we were at 500. Okay. And I just went on my Instagram. No, we were like 489. I went on my Instagram and was like, hey, I'm trying to get to 500. Somebody help me. And people just started following. I was like, whoever's the 500th follower gets a free t-shirt. So now it's a race to, hey, let me see if I can be 500.
Yeah.
And, and we always honor our side of the deals. Anytime we do a giveaway, we reach out to people, get their address, make sure they get their packages.
That's what's up. See, and that's, again, coming back to being diligent, being marketing. You gotta take control of your business and keep track of these numbers, because one, it holds you accountable. As a business owner, and that is the number one thing, is being accountable, because you don't have a boss telling you to, hey, clock in, hey, take this break at this time, hey, you only got an hour lunch. When it's you versus you, your boss needs to be your calendar. And if your calendar is not busy at least 6 days out of the week, it's a very low chance.
That's great you said it, because I reserve Sundays as like my day to be with my family. We don't really do almost any business stuff on Sunday unless it's like super important. But it's, in December, we were kind of high off the success that we had in 2020. We're like, I wasn't doing as much as I needed to. So in January, I was like, man, I'm kind of slouching. I'm not keeping up. I'm not holding myself accountable. Let's start thinking about the summer. What are we gonna look like in the summer? What colorways? What are we gonna try to do? We're gonna do another pop-up. We can't rest on having 500 items sold, because that's nothing in comparison to something the major brands are doing. Like that's 1 month of revenue for someone else. Yeah. So it's like, how do I motivate myself to wake up, get my kid to school, and get straight to my business, get straight in my office, and figure out how we doing this? So it's really what you said. It's holding yourself accountable. So I want this to be successful. I want this to be something I pass down to my child. That was really my inspiration to do this. I was like, I'm working this job. I'm making money. I'm making good money, but I can't give this place to my child. Like, somebody owns this place. What can I give to my kid? So I was like, her name's Riley White, RW brand, Respect Women brand.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, what? How can I pass this down? And it's like, I have to grow this thing at least until she's old enough to say, Dad, I don't want any parts of it, or I want to be a part of it. And at that moment, we'll figure out what we're going to do from that point on. But, I had to have something tangible to give them.
Right. And I love the way you think, that you still, a lot of parents, me being a parent myself, we come up with these ideas in our head for our kids. Right. And sometimes we forget that they still have a choice, and we always have to remember that, cause I a lot of my friends are fathers, they got little boys and they're like, oh, he going to play football. He going to play basketball like I did that. Like, what if your kid likes to ice skate,
My dad's a military man, and he always thought I would grow up to go to the military. And I, now that I'm older, he's my best friend. So, I asked him, like, Dad, were you upset I didn't go to the military? He was like, nah. He said, by the time you hit high school, he said, I knew that wasn't in the cards for you. He said, you just had your own personality, and I kind of just had to let you be. He was like, you was going to grow and make mistakes and bump your head along the way. But, he said, but I just knew, that wasn't going to be for you.
Yeah, I think that's the hardest part as a father, knowing, like, you see what's coming. You're trying to protect your child, like, don't do that. Like, yep. I'm going to do it anyway.
Oh, man, my dad, I mean, he warned me about everything, and I still, a lot of stuff I didn't listen to. But now, being a father, pretty much changing my life, I now understand, and I want the best for my child, but I know sooner or later she's going to make mistakes. She's gonna do some things that I'm going to think are not good, but you got to learn to make those mistakes. And maybe she don't even want to be a part of the business. Maybe she want to ice skate.
Yeah, for sure. So, last couple of quick questions. So the goal, you said, is to scale and to be able to step away and not be so hands-on. Is there plans to start because a lot of entrepreneurs like, okay, we want to start this and then we're going to duplicate and do something different. Is the goal to start another business or to just build this to something massive, just putting all the energy into this?
I think as an entrepreneur, I think everybody's end goal, like, a lot of people say you start a business in order to sell it. Like, I remember I was reading about Jay-Z in the deal for Tidal, and people were super upset. And it's like, bro, like, how much longer am I supposed to keep pouring money into this thing when somebody wants to come and buy it for almost triple what I paid for it? Right. So if I could get the opportunity to partner with another company that wanted to, do our brand, I would be okay with that. But, that's a long time down the road. Right now, we're just pouring everything into this. We're taking all the money. I want to make sure I say this. I've yet to take any profits from this business. What I do is I take the money and I reinvest it. Like, every single time. I'm doubling it up. I'm like, hey, them shirts so good, cool. We're gonna restock on those, and then with that extra $1,000, we're gonna do 100 hats. All right, for the next hats, all right, what we gonna do now? We're gonna do the drawstring backpacks. We're gonna do, we're just gonna continue taking the revenue that we're already making and reinvesting it until there's a point where we can say, okay, we have enough we have enough in the bank. Now I can pay myself a little something. But it's really a labor of love. It's really me trying to grow and show that this can happen and this can work, and it is working. Yeah, so sure. The goal is that, to keep reinvesting, to keep scaling up.
Good deal. So if you had to give, your entrepreneurs that are watching right now, if you had to give them one piece of key advice, so the one thing that you're like, okay, I wouldn't have been successful without this one piece of advice, what would you give them?
Ooh, it's hard. That's probably gonna be what I said earlier. Just doing it. Wake up and try, man. Even if you're not, I don't sit in my office every day, but if I'm not doing something on the website, doing something on social media, I'm out talking to people. I go out. Like, I'm at restaurants, I'm at bars, hey, you like the shirt, you see it, people just ask me about it. Like, hey, what's that whole Respect Women thing? Hey, I got a card for you. It's just waking up and making sure you're allocating some time, some effort to your passion. Like, because, you're not, like you said, you may not be making the money to, pay your bills, but at least are you having fun while you're doing it? Are people vibing with it? I mean, that's the start. The money gonna come. I promise you, the money is gonna come down the line. But right now, just do it for the love of it. Do it for the love of whatever you're doing. Do it for the passion, and just wake up and do it.
Bad. Yo, thank you so much. You dropped so many bars today.
Man, thank you. I'm just happy. This went super well, man. I know. Thank you for letting me get some of this off. So.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Listen, y'all, those of you who are tuning in, you got to follow Reginald White, a.k.a. Reggie, at Young Fly Reg on IG, and his business, Respect Women 2K on IG. Follow him. Purchase his items. People, support Black businesses all the way around, okay? We're going to be doing this, more podcasts.
And we're going to reach out to you. We're going to make sure we send you a free shirt, man. Thank you for the interview.
Oh, for sure. That's love, bro. Appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem, man.
Hey, tune in next week. We're going to be dropping some more content. Tuning in with more entrepreneurs. Yo, peace.